Welcome back, Bears, to our first show since spring break. If you liked or want the captions we had on the show before spring break, the link to watch this program with captions is now in the description of our current live stream. Looks like sunny weather hasn't quite made an appearance, for the National Weather Service reported flooding on Wednesday from heavy rainfall Tuesday night. Flood warnings had been issued for the South Fork of Licking River near Interstate 70 near Buckeye Lake and for areas along the Scioto River in Franklin County, causing floodgates to close. There were also social media reports of tornadoes in southwest Ohio and Brown County, West Union, and Adams County. In the aftermath of the storms, numerous people in the Columbus area reported a beautiful double rainbow, including downtown and Upper Arlington. Baltimore Harbor's Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed early morning on Tuesday, March 26th, after a 984-foot cargo ship hit the bridge's pillar. 8 people were on the bridge when it fell, at least 2 people were rescued, and 6 people, part of a road construction crew, were presumed dead. The Biden administration released $60 million in initial emergency aid on Thursday, March 28th, to assist in cleaning up the bridge debris and reopening the port. Federal officials have told Maryland lawmakers the final cost of rebuilding the bridge could be at least $2 billion. Funding from the federal government will depend on passage of legislation authorizing the funds by both the Republican-led House of Representatives and the Democratic-led Senate. This past Tuesday, April 2nd, students had the opportunity to hear from Dr. Laurie Santos, a professor who teaches her popular happiness course at Yale. Nathan talks to her more about happiness and her course.
It's Nathan. Today I'm here with Dr. Laurie Santos. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Dr. Laurie Santos. I'm a professor of psychology at Yale and host of the Happiness Lab podcast.
So what's the biggest takeaway from your class?
What's the biggest takeaway from my class? It was hard to sum a whole 26 lectures into one takeaway, but I mean, maybe one takeaway is to say that we really can control more of our happiness than we think. I think when we look at this crisis of so many students feeling upset and angry, and when you're an individual student and feeling all stressed out, you might think this is just the nature of how things are, I can't do anything about this. But what the science shows, there's a whole host of strategies you can use to feel better. Like, you can actually take action to feel better, from engaging in better self-talk to more social connection to getting more sleep. They're just like simple things you can do to improve how you feel.
So given the rise of technology and social media, do you believe that our pursuit of happiness has been altered?
Do I think that social media has altered our pursuit of happiness? Honestly, yes, in certain ways. I mean, maybe one way to frame it is I think it's kind of pushed it in a certain direction. I think more and more on social media we see these examples of like wealthy people with perfect lives, and these days I know we're having this conversation a week when I know all these students are finding out which college they're getting into, and you can kind of just think like everybody's life is better than mine. And so I think that kind of creates a certain social comparison that has always been true of our biology. We're kind of just creatures that socially compare, but it gives us so many comparison points that it really hits our happiness. And so I think the data really suggests it's negatively affecting our happiness in large part because of this social comparison.
Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Do you
Awesome.
have anything else that you'd like to add?
I'm so excited to be here at UA. Thanks so much for having me.
Thank you.
Dr. Laurie Santos created her happiness course after becoming a head of college and got to experience firsthand the mental health that so many college students struggle with. This class was an attempt to say, how can we as faculty give back to students and give them strategies they can use to feel better? Fresh insights from the World Happiness Report 2024 released on March 20th. The findings are powered by data from the Gallup World Poll and analyzed by some of the world's leading well-being scientists. Finland tops the overall list for the 7th year in the row. On Wednesday, April 3rd, the school provided students with these special glasses to safely view the solar eclipse on Monday, April 8th. After questioning why we even need these glasses, Nathan found an article by physics undergraduate student Gregory Ogan. According to him, you actually can look at a total solar eclipse while the sun is completely blocked by the moon. On the day-to-day, it is known to not stare at the sun. This is because the sun simply outputs more power than our eye is designed to handle, which can damage the retina. During the total solar eclipse, it is dark out, meaning your pupils dilate, so it can let in enough light to get in a good picture. So when the sun peeks out from behind the moon when least expected, not only are you staring straight at it, but your eyes are in a state where they are wide open and actively trying to let in as much light as possible. So your eyes end up absorbing too much light that it is unsafe. This explains why these cheap glasses provide a safe way to enjoy this incredible phenomenon without potentially going blind. Because of unexpected heavy traffic and other disruptions due to the solar eclipse, hundreds of schools are closing or switching to remote learning in states all over the East Coast. However, Upper Arlington is part of the few school districts in Franklin County who will be having school that day, along with Bexley, Canal-Winchester, Grandview Heights, Hamilton, and Southwestern. Nathan gets the inside scoop on this decision.
Nathan on the move.
Sponsored by UA Ed Foundation.
What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today I'm with Dr. Hunt. Just wanted to check in. How's your first year at UA going?
It's going great. It's been fast and furious, very busy, but it's a great school district. Just happy to be a part of it.
All right, so now let's kick it to the burning questions.
Burning questions.
Eclipse, you know how it's coming up next Monday.
Coming up next Monday.
Right. So why do we have the half day instead of just no school that day?
Yeah, so when you look at the school calendar, those are often approved multiple years in advance, right?
Right.
And so those decisions take some time to plan out and structure. And when we looked at the day, we looked at the time frame in which the eclipse was going to happen, the size of our school district, and made the decision to go half instead of full day.
All right, so with a large number of faculty and staff already planning to be out, what's that going to look like for all of us and all students?
Yeah, so I appreciate, we have faculty that are going to have some challenges. Some have children in other school districts that are off and have to, cover and make those arrangements. But we feel confident we can run school and have an effective half day of school that day. And there's a lot that goes into these days. You've got families with two parents that are working that count on schools to be open. You've got employees that are hourly that count on being at work. So there's a lot of implications when you shut down and you close for a school day.
All right, well, thank you, Dr. Hunt. Thank you for being on as always.
Absolutely.
All right, let's kick it back to the studio.
All right, before we get into sports, the solar eclipse is predicted to start at 1:59 p.m. on Monday and end at 4:29 p.m. The total eclipse will begin in Ohio at 3:08 p.m. and exit the moon's shadow at 3:19 p.m.
What's up, Bears? Welcome back to sports. We hope everyone had a relaxing break.
Our spring athletes put in the work over break with multiple teams staying here and traveling for competitions.
Girls lacrosse went 2-0 over break, beating Canada's Hill Academy by the score of 8-7 in double OT. In Midwest powerhouse Loyola Academy by the score of 6-5. The Bears also took down Olentangy Orange on Wednesday 13-1. The girls' next game is tomorrow, which we will provide details about later on in the show.
The boys lacrosse team, however, traveled to the Misty Mountains of Colorado and took on two of the nation's best teams in the University of Denver's stadium. The boys took down Cherry Creek High School 12-11, yet fell short to Valor High School 8-12. The boys also took care of business against Orange with a score of 19-4. The boys play tomorrow at home against Mason High School at 5 p.m.
Men's volleyball took a conference dub against Hilliard-Bradley with a nice 3-0 sweep. They then played Westerville Central last night, beating them by the same score as Bradley and enhancing their conference record to 4-1. The boys play 3 games tomorrow at Beaver Creek High School.
Boys baseball took a trip down to Florida where they played 4 games, beating both Mulberry and Lake Region High School and falling short to Lakeland and Winter Haven High School. Their next game is away versus Liberty, which is a huge game for the Bears, so be sure to support.
The softball opener against Bloom Carroll got rained out, and after several reschedules, the girls will finally host their home opener tonight against Hilliard-Bradley at 5:15. Let's go, ladies.
Boys tennis practiced hard over break and came back to dominate St. Charles in a match by the score of, The boys' next game is tomorrow against Oakwood and Tip City.
Track and field are traveling up to Sandusky, Ohio to compete in their first meet of the season. We have a couple of speed demons on the team, so be sure to stay tuned on their season.
It has been a record-breaking March Madness season, especially women's basketball, who has been dominating the TV time with games such as Iowa versus LSU and USC versus UConn, recording some of the highest viewer counts ESPN has ever seen.
Iowa took down the defending national champions 94-87 in a heated rematch, with star scorer Caitlin Clark sinking 41 of Iowa's 94 points, and LSU's Angel Reese had 17 points and 20 rebounds. The game peaked at 16.1 million viewers per ESPN.
USC and UConn weren't far behind this rematch, with the Huskies coming out on top by the score of 80-73. Paige Beckers, one of UConn's best players in history, helped lift the Huskies back in the Final Four after suffering from an ACL tear last season. USC put up a fight with freshman Juju Watkins, tallying 29 points for the team.
The women's Final Four will consist of Iowa, UConn, South Carolina, and NC State, and will be held this Friday and Sunday in Cleveland. The men's Final Four, however, will host DJ Burns, the 6'9" young stud who is looking to pound Purdue, while Alabama is matched up against defending champs UConn.
The game of the week this week is girls lacrosse tomorrow versus New Trier High School, who is hauling from Chicago. The game is at 12 p.m. in the Marv, and the theme is beach. Make sure to show up and support. Lastly, we have a very special shout out for Miss McVeigh. Congratulations to McVizzle for being nominated as this year's Golden Apple Award winner. Your dedication to school and your students goes unnoticed, and some may even say that you're the best teacher in the school. Congratulations, Icon. We all love you.
All right, Bears, that's all that we have for you today. Now let's toss it to Sam, who has a special guest for us.
Welcome back to Community. I'm joined by Dr. Kathy Moore to talk about college planning. So, Dr. Moore, when can students expect answers regarding their FAFSA?
Hi, Sam. We are opening up with a tough question because the FAFSA has been quite a bit of a nightmare this year. So, most students have received their FAFSA summary at this point. If you have not, it's probably because there was maybe an error or a mistake, and so you will need to wait a few more weeks in order to make those corrections.
So, what about other need-based financial aid?
So another good question. Many of the colleges and universities still have not sent out the financial need statements to students. So we have many students that are still waiting to hear from colleges and universities about their financial aid package. So hang in there. They're supposed to start going out in the next 2 or 3 weeks, which isn't a good answer by any means, but it's been very frustrating. And students, you are not alone. Everybody all over the country is dealing with that right now. So.
That's good to hear. And when should students act on scholarships?
So right now we have lots of local scholarships coming out of the College and Career Center. Today it happens to be a big day for deadlines. There's probably 4 or 5 deadlines, but I think next week we still have several scholarships that are still open for students to submit applications.
And should students be acting on housing right now?
Yes, if you know for sure that you are attending a certain school next year, then you should, and you have paid your deposit, then absolutely get moving on the housing piece so that you can get whatever dorm that you would like to live in next year. Yes, definitely start finding a roommate and figuring that out. Although at the same time, don't let housing push you to choose your school because there will always be space for you to live as a freshman.
And what is this senior exit survey all about?
So the senior exit survey is up now, and we will be sending instructions out about that soon. Every single senior needs to fill out the senior exit survey because it tells us where you would like your final transcript sent. Even if you are not planning on attending college after high school, we still need seniors to fill out that senior exit survey.
And should they go to you to discuss a plan?
Absolutely. I've met with probably most of the seniors who are planning on attending college, but if college is not for you next year, then please come and see me and we will talk about other post-high school plans.
Thank you, Dr. Moore, for joining us this week.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bye. Now, whether you're taking a gap year, going into the workforce, joining the military, studying abroad, or pursuing a higher education, the Yearbook and Arlingtonian would also still like to know. On screen is a QR code. Even if you don't wish to have it displayed on their Instagram, it will still be useful for the yearbook to know. For our last senior news, for those wishing to be nominated for the senior essay on the last issue of the Arlingtonian, the last deadline is this Monday. So get those votes in using the QR code on screen. All right, let's toss it to Alex on Studio Interview.
What's up, guys? I'm here with one of our Golden Apple winners of the year, Miss McVeigh. I was able to witness this glorious moment during my 6th period class. So let's take a look.
That's my teacher! Yeah! She is! Woo! Yes!
Okay. So, Miss McVeigh, can you please describe your role in the school, such as what classes you teach and what clubs you're a part of?
Yeah, I am one of the AP World History teachers here. Love our social studies department. I help out with the Bear Den, and I'm also the sophomore class advisor.
Oh, okay. Well, how does it feel to be a Golden Apple winner?
It was really humbling and sweet, and it was nice to be able to read all the things that community members or my students said about me. So it was really, really sweet. One of my favorite moments since I've been teaching, for sure.
Along with the plaque, it looks like you received an edible golden apple as well. Let us know how the taste of victory was.
Simply delicious. I won't lie. I thought it was a candle at first.
I think everybody did.
But yeah, it was edible and it was delicious.
It was amazing. Well, we sure do appreciate everything that you do. Thanks for coming today, and I will see you in 6th period AP World.
With the NCAA March Madness coming to a close, the UAHS staff members' version of March Madness also came to a close, but this version is a little tastier. Here with Mrs. Liu, and she is part of the Oreo Planning Committee, and this is the second year that they've done a special version of March Madness with different sweet treats.
Last year, the bracket that we did was an Oreo bracket. Me and Miss Vergis would buy each other Oreos and share to decide what was the best Oreo flavor. So then we decided to extend it to the entire staff. We called ourselves the Oreo Planning Committee.
So you've already done all of Oreo Madness with these Hershey Kisses, but today it looks like I'm gonna be trying all of them and creating my own bracket to see how close I got to it. First up, we have mint truffle against peppermint.
Candy cane.
My bad. So honestly, between the candy cane and the mint truffle, I have to go with candy cane. So next up, we have sugar cookie and cookies and cream. I have to go with sugar cookie.
Nice.
So next up, we have the Hugs flavor and then original Hershey Kisses.
So a hug is essentially white chocolate mixed with milk chocolate, kind of swirled together into a hug.
I have to go with the original. The last group is almond and hot cocoa.
Hot cocoa is chocolate with like a marshmallow-esque filling on the inside.
I hated that one, but I loved the almond one, so that's the winner. We're down to almond, original, peppermint, and sugar cookie.
That would mean the next matchup would be between sugar cookie and candy cane. One of the benefits of the Hershey Kiss bracket and the Oreo Planning Committee as a whole, it brings a lot of staff unity. Just everyone has a good time with it. Everyone gets excited about who they're going to vote for and who ends up winning.
I have to go with peppermint. Now we have to go against almond and original. You can get normal chocolate in any other form, like a Hershey's bar. So I have to go with almond, and also you get a little bit of protein in there, which personally I like.
Just that little bit.
Okay, so now we're up to almond and candy cane. I'm gonna say my favorite is the almond one. That is my winner.
And you got the protein.
And we get the protein.
So almond was actually the winner for the teachers bracket as well, which ended this past Tuesday.
Woo!
We did have mint truffle beating candy cane in the first round. We also had cookies and cream beating sugar cookie. But other than that, I think you were spot on. So one staff member in particular that was very upset about candy cane losing was the assistant principal, Mr. Jordan.
I'm here for you, Mr. Jordan. I personally liked the candy cane a lot, and it made it to my final two. So, but thank you so much for joining me, Mrs. Liu, and we're so excited to see what next year's March Madness is going to be. This is Skylar Burkle reporting for the WARL. Students who will be juniors or seniors during the 2024-2025 school year have the opportunity to be 6th grade counselors next fall. Applications open on Wednesday and will remain open through Friday, May 3rd. Interested sophomores and juniors can scan the QR code on screen or on the flyers or in the halls to access the application. The application is also available on Canvas for eligible grade levels. See Ms. Jordan Walker in room W1201 or email her at jwalker@uaschools.org with questions. Juniors and seniors, this year's prom masquerade will take place at COSI from 7 to 11 p.m. on Saturday, April 27th. Tickets are now available and can be purchased via local level events. Tickets purchased on or before April 20th are $45 each and will be $55 any day after. Remember, only dessert and beverages will be served. All students must enter the dance by 9:30, and students who leave will not be allowed to re-enter. Applications to become a UAHS Link Leader are now open. Link Crew is a nationally recognized high school transition program where Link Leaders are high school mentors who guide freshmen through their first year of high school. Link Leaders embody the values of our school district and are committed to developing the qualities of an engaged learner. If you are a current sophomore or junior, you can scan the QR code on screen to learn more and apply. You can also email linkcrew@uaschools.org with questions. Applications are due April 12th. There will be a boys golf team information meeting for players and parents on Wednesday, April 10th at 6:30 p.m. in the North Commons at the high school. All boys interested in trying out for the boys golf team this fall are encouraged to attend. Did you know that only around 13,000 manatees are left in the world? The Marine Biology Club is working with the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium to raise money for the Manatee Rescue and Rehabilitation Partnership and will host a bake sale this Saturday, April 6th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. outside the Tremont Public Library. Attention senior student athletes. Our final signing day is Wednesday, April 17th in the competition gym. If you are committed and ready to sign and participate in the ceremony, stop by the athletic office to sign up or fill out the signing day form on the Student Life Canvas page announcements. Don't forget, we will not have a show next Friday due to the late start testing schedule. So that is all for now. We will see you in 2 weeks.